Teemo Ops, the light middleweight champion, said something racist, and Terence Crawford threatened to beat the crap out of him. Teofimo Lopez called out both Terence Crawford and Von Davis last week, but when asked which one he'd like to fight more, those words got him in trouble. He told Teemo that any monkey that wants the banana will say they are a gorilla. Because he didn't agree with what he said, I ate them. As a reaction, Crawford talked to Bernie, the boxer, and told him what he thought. Teo, like if the little kid who is screaming for attention heard me or Tank use a racial slur, they would have tried to cancel us by calling us racist. It would have been all over the news. That man has been taught hate since he was a child, so it always comes out. Lopez and Crawford were both at Canelo Alvarez's fight over at Bonga the other month, and they were seen fighting outside the ring. When the two got together and started yelling at each other, police had to separate them. Explaining what happened, Crawford said, he sees me and he's laughing and saying we are going to fight, and I had to check his dad because he slapped me on my shoulder trying to get some attention after my fight, and it's on camera, so I go to his dad, if you ever put your mother hands on me again, I'm going to beat your ass, and he's like we just want to fight, and Teemo, it's like no we just want the fight, and I said shut your up when grown folks are talking. The incident became more heated according to Set. He further said, and now I'm pointing in his dad's face because now I'm getting mad. Then Tail was like you want to fight outside. And I said yeah you're going to fight outside mother, what are you talking about? Then the security come in and now he is getting bold, you don't want the world to see you lose. He's in, if that was my dad, I don't give a where we are at Meg, I'm going to clean you. Since his loss to George Coso Jr., Lopez's work has been under greater review. With the exception of the Josh Taylor fight, the takeover has been attacked for the way he fought against the likes of Sander Martin, Jermaine Ortiz and Steve Claggett. However, a big fight would go a long way toward getting his career back on track. Probably that could be the reason why he must have found it so pressing to call out Terence Crawford and Von Davis. On the other hand, the WBO has accepted a 10-day delay request by Terence Crawford to continue talks with joint junior middleweight king Sebastian Fonder. The two boxers have until October 10th to agree before a pay bid is made. However, CRA is lowering Fonder before they've even signed for a fight. Crawford said he heard Sebastian Fonder was knocked out in practice by former WB champ Israel. Crawford doesn't like that Fonder has suddenly shown interest in facing him, after being not eager to face him. This makes Crawford think that Fonder changed his mind about him, after watching his latest fight against Move on August 3rd and seeing him struggle to win a close 12-round unanimous decision. Crawford spoke up, that's a fight on the table. If Fonder is licking his chops over my performance versus Israel Madoff, then I should be licking my chops because Madoff knocked Fur out in training, so who should be licking their chops? That's what I heard. Crawford also said that he was offered a fight by Conor McGregor in a crossover match in the octagon, but he turned it down. He spoke to the former UFC champion McGregor on the phone and told him he wouldn't do it because he didn't want to be kicked or elbowed. Crawford says McGregor tried to convince him to take the fight, telling him that they could make a ton of money, but he wasn't interested.
For you a 2-fight deal to fight Conor McGregor, one in the ring and one in the octagon. Is that true? Is that true, bud? Is that true, bud?
Man, listen, man. Hey,
you gonna fight Conor McGregor, dude?
I told Conor
in the ring, in the octagon, bud.
I told Conor to himself.
You'll beat his ass.
I said, hell no.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like me and Conor, they called me. You know what I mean? They called me and they offered me to fight, and I talked. Me and Conor got on the phone and we started politicking. You know, trying to figure something out. And I just told him, man, I'm not getting in no octagon with you so you can be kicking me and elbowing me and shit. Yeah. And so he get to laughing and shit. He like, man, I respect that. Yeah. It was like, man, because you respect my sport just like I respect.
Set himself said that he is in the part of his career where he's trying to make it back or better his reputation. The big fight with Canelo, something that Crawford has eyed for a long time now and is sure that he beats Canelo. The two boxing stars battle in the future.
Down in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him.
Crawford was present at the Sphere with Turkey Alec to watch the highly anticipated UFC 36, which took place just 3 kilometers away from the T-Mobile Arena where Canelo was going head-to-head with Edgar Bonga. Both Crawford and Turkey Alec took the chance to send a message to the 3-time undisputed winner.
Yo, Turkey, tell the fans what we doing next.
If you want the Ensues.
Tell them we going for Canelo next.
Yes.
Let's
go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
We are ready.
Crawford's recent win over Israel move at 150 pounds was important not only because it marked his first fight to go the distance in 8 years, but also because it raised questions about his hitting power as he continues to move up in weight classes. Analysts have mentioned that as athletes rise in weight, they may lose some of their knockout power. This worrying becomes particularly obvious when considering a possible fight with a dangerous opponent like Canelo Alvarez, who is known for his powerful strength and skill. Despite these warnings spreading in the boxing community, the 36-year-old Crawford from Omaha STS Unitard, he strongly expressed his desire for this super fight, saying, "I've been wanting the fight. It's a heritage fight. It's the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like the fight is the last of the Mohicans. I think the fight would be huge. You've got two guys who are top 3 pound for pound going head-to-head together. I know Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the fight." When questioned about his chances against Canelo, Crawford oozed confidence, saying it's all respect, and if he does decide to come my way and we get in the ring, then it would be an exciting fight. Of course, I'll beat him. There is no question in my mind that I wouldn't beat anyone I step into the ring with. Amidst this background, there is rising worrying that if Crawford cannot secure the high-profile fight with Canelo, he might consider quitting from boxing altogether. Prominent organizer Ed Hearn has previously stated that the lack of a big fight could lead Crawford to hang up his gloves.
He'll ever fight again. Yeah. You know, I think unless he gets Canelo, I don't think Crawford will fight.
While Crawford stands to make significant sums in potential bouts against rising stars like Virgil Ortiz, Jaron Boots, Andy Smoff, and Sebastian Fonder, the financial rewards would pale in comparison to what he might receive for facing Canelo. However, Canelo has been clear about his reluctance to engage CIT unless the financial terms are highly favorable. The weight differential has also been a point of concern for Canelo, who explained that if I beat him, people will say it was expected because of the size difference, but if he wins, it would be seen as a big upset. Canelo said that if the money is right, then there is no problem with him facing Crawford, but Canelo also said that Crawford will be an easy fight for him due to the weight class difference between the two fighters.
Sheik said that he would be willing to pay whatever you want to fight Crawford.
Fine.
Yeah.
If he's willing to pay whatever I want, comes down.
That'll work. If so, if yeah, you're in. So if the numbers were right with Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right, I'm in, because you know I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight and he don't move that much now. So if the money is right, I mean, why not?
In this heated environment, Ryan Garcia has been outspoken in his criticism of Crawford, going so far as to call him overhyped. Garcia stated bluntly, "Terence Crawford is not like that. He is an overhyped bum. I'm sorry, but somebody has got to say it. You're an overhyped bum. I'm looking at the camera right now. Stop acting like you're like that. Stop taking boxing's money and wasting everybody's money. You're not interesting. You're boring." Despite his insulting words, Garcia did offer Crawford a substantial chance, saying he would give him the biggest payday of his life should he agree to a fight. He accepted that while Crawford possesses an ability, he feels Crawford is credited with more of a claim than he gets.
To fight you, I feel like I would literally beat the shit out of you. You're a good fighter, but I don't think you've ever fought somebody with talent and explosiveness and power. In my opinion, I mean, you beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter is a great fighter, but kind of basic. Errol Spence Jr. came off a crash. Don't think he's that good. Have you fought anybody with one-punch knockout power?
At the age of 3, Crawford is likely to brush off Garcia's challenge, as his thoughts are fully set on getting that big fight against Canelo before considering retirement. Garcia further expanded on his stance, saying that as far as Bud Crawford, I called him out already. I think he's only trying to fight Canelo Alvarez, so I don't think that's going to happen. I would love to fight Crawford. I don't think he's as good as people say he is. I say this freely, and I say it live right now. If Bud is hearing this, I would love to fight you. I feel I would actually beat you. Garcia stressed that he is ready to step into the ring with Crawford, saying that many other fighters are not prepared to do so. He firmly decided, I would actually fight him. There's a difference. I would actually fight him. You would actually see Ryan Garcia in the ring with Bud Crawford. I can't speak for these other fighters. I don't know if Tank would fight Bud Crawford, but I know I would. I would fight but Crawford with pride. And I would go in there and give it all I got to MRI Bible. The current light heavyweight champion has voiced his deep admiration for Terence Crawford and his belief in Crawford's ability to create a plan to beat Canelo Alvarez. Dibble muses on his own early experiences in fighting, noting the importance of observing weight classes, yet he stays positive about Crawford's possibilities. He stated, "I remember, when I came to the boxing school, one of the first things I learned was you should respect weight groups. Terence is one of my favorite current fights. He has good skills, very good skills. Abe, he could show us something, he knows already what to do. His coach knows they will find an answer how to do it, but not everyone shares the same trust in Crawford's ability to fight with Canelo." Jim Lampley, a renowned V in boxing, posted out about great size and skills, a fight against Canelo, especially after Canelo's dominant win over Ager Bonga. Lampley noticed Crawford's performance against Morov, saying that he may not possess the necessary size to go toe-to-toe with a fighter like Canelo.
You think about the fight now that you just witnessed Canelo Alvarez again in the masterclass performance.
I love Terence Crawford and I want him to have what he wants. But off of what I saw tonight and what I saw in Los Angeles last month when Crawford was fighting Madrimov, I am more than ever concerned that he's not big enough and not big enough to be able to move around the ring and muscle Canelo in the way that he would have to ward off those really vicious inside power shots.
Crawford's showing against Madoff has sparked a bigger discussion about his readiness for a fight with Canelo. Many experts believe that Canelo's strength and knowledge could present overwhelming challenges for Crawford. Regis Pergray, a two-time super lightweight world winner, has often advised Crawford about the risks involved with going up in weight. He stated, "I definitely want to see it for sure, but I don't think he can win. I definitely don't think he can win. I tell Crawford all the time, I just don't think they make weight groups for a reason. This last dude he fought was hitting him with stuff, and that dude was a 54-pounder, so I feel like that might be the ceiling for Terence." Crawford's Regis for Gervonta Davis further polish styles that do make fights, but Canelo is not just a big puncher. I think that somebody like Crawford knows how skilled he is. If Canelo were just a big puncher, he might outbox him, but Canelo is skilled also. For me, I just can't see him beating him. I can't see the fight happening anyway. Daniel Jacobs, who met Canelo in a majority decision loss in May 2019, recognized that a fight with Canelo would be a serious test for Crawford. However, he also stated that Crawford's skills could possibly help him to hold his own. Jacobs stated that skills sometimes pay the bills, and we know for sure that Crawford has the skills over Canelo. It's just sometimes size, weight, and experience may have a role in that, so it will be a good test for Crawford, but I think the fans are the winners in that particular fight. Crawford's old foe, Line Spence Jr., voiced his support for Crawford, saying that if anyone could achieve the impossible, it would be Terence. He remarked, "If Crawford wants to push himself to be great, let him try to be great. I'm with it. I will be going for Bud if he faces Canelo. I don't know if he'll win or lose, but if anybody can pull it off, he can. He's chasing greatness, so why not?" Conversely, Bernard Hopkins voiced major worries regarding Crawford's choice to seek a meeting with Canelo. He questioned the sense of such a move, stressing the physical risks involved and possible effects for Crawford's health.
About his life, and with that fight, what do that fight do for Canelo fighting Crawford, and Crawford beats Canelo? What do that do for Canelo? I just think that there are so many other fights to make that's realistic, it makes sense, and less life-risking.
Bernard further added, "I have real doubts about Crawford's choice to seek this fight with Canelo. It's a dangerous move, and I question the wisdom behind it as someone who's been in the ring and knows the physical toll it takes. I'm worried about Crawford's well-being in a fight against someone like Canelo. What edge does this fight hold for Crawford? There are plenty of other potential games available that don't carry the same amount of risk." Bernard Hopkins said that he'd like to see Virgil Ortiz versus Terence Crawford instead of Crawford fighting Canelo after watching Crawford's performance against MMOF.
Crawford displayed last week and a half, but Crawford, to me, I believe won the fight. I believe the fight could have won a draw, so you can't look at that fight and say that he's there for pickings, that his time is running out. We get up for certain fights at that level, and sometimes it can be not as good as the one that you got up for, which was Earl Spence. So I'm not fooled by what people might be saying about Crawford, whether it's time, whether it's not. Nah, I say he gets up for fights that he gets up for, and he at that age where it takes something super exciting to get excited about. I would like to see Virgil, based on this Saturday, how he looks, how he executes, and how he wins. That it gives me a blueprint to see, yeah, he won, but will he win this way with Crawford?
Juan Mark has given his view, saying that the weight difference would be a major disadvantage for Crawford in a possible fight with Canelo. He added, "I think it's no good for Terence Crawford looking for the fight with Canelo because Canelo is bigger than him. 3 divisions right now. 2 have Crawford fought at 154, so 2 divisions, but I think the experience and the power of the weight are an edge for Canelo. I think Crawford is a good boxer. You are the best in your division, but when you go to fight in another division, maybe you lose the fight because you lose the power if you go up to another division." Marquez made a connection to Canelo's fight with Amir Khan, who showed excellent speed and quickness in the early rounds, but eventually fell victim to a stunning knockout in the 6th round. Did you see the fight with Canelo versus Amir Khan? 150 is good for him, but 68, I don't like for remembering. It's no good for Crawford. Ultimately, Marquez gave a clear estimate, advising Crawford to remain within his natural weight limits. He stated, "I don't think Crawford can beat him. He's a skilled fighter, but it's not his weight. He needs to make the fights at his normal weight, no more weight classes after 150 for him." Ludella has also stepped in, warning Crawford against wanting a fight with Canelo, especially after watching his performance against Madoff. Lela noted that he boxes like a butt, and one still thinks he has less snap on his punches at 150 pounds, not much power noticeable. I think that resulted in Move getting maybe too much credit for that and the frustration his bouncy, herky-jerky style was causing for about 168 Paulie Malik. Nagy also weighed in on Terence Crawford's career trajectory, suggesting that he should remain in the 150 for weight class and consider bouts against rising contenders like Virgil Ortiz, Sebastian Fonder, and Tinchu, while acknowledging that Crawford may not possess the brute strength typical of some fighters in this division. Malik Nagy emphasizes that Crawford's amazing fighting knowledge and technical skills allowed him to hold his own against any opponent. However, he also points out the inherent risks involved, especially given Crit's age of 36 and the tough competition within the 150-pound category. Nagy stated Crawford's not exactly the biggest of fighters at 150 pounds, but his IQ is so good that he can compete with anyone there. Just not without rest. He's in a very tough class, and he's 36 years old. The chance of him fighting Tim Ch, Sebastian Fonder, Virgil Ortiz Jr., Sirad Bajic, or Madav again is very attractive. Carlos Adams, who has sparred with Crawford, repeated these views, cautioning that Crawford should be careful of meeting Canelo at this stage in his career. He pointed out that Canelo's hitting power poses a real threat to Crawford's health.
Sería que subir 3 divisiones bastante libre, demasiada yo diría. Pienso que no es algo que él lo necesita ahora mismo. Crawford en su carrera ha demostrado que es un buen peleador, pero pienso que no tiene que estar corriendo esos grandes riesgos, porque no solamente pone su carrera en riesgo, también pone su vida, porque un golpe de Canelo le puede hacer daño de por vida.
I don't think Crawford needs the Canelo fight right now. I think it's kind of needless for Crawford because his reputation is well cemented, and a punch by Canelo could not only be dangerous for him to lose the fight, but it could be dangerous for his life. So no need for Crawford to cross the line into such a heavy weight class.
Gracias, Javier.
So what are your thoughts about this situation? Let us know in the comments part below if you like this movie. Make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.